What's good, boys? This video is going to be a little bit different than the ones that you guys are used to, but I just want to have a real, authentic conversation with you guys and let you guys know, in my experience, what I've learned from being almost 4 years sober. So it's November 25, 2025, and I'm going to be 4 years sober in December, right? Sober after literally 5 years straight of smoking weed every single day, without breaks, all day, every day. Gonna be sober in December, but this video is not gonna be about like the benefits of quitting weed or anything like that. This video is just about the effects it had on my mind from that moment that I decided to quit to now. So this morning, I woke up and I was feeling pretty stressed out, really stressed out. Just been stressed out with business, been working every single day, working my job and working on my business, doing the coaching, posting content every single day on Instagram, working with my clients, and all of that is cool. But I opened up my laptop this morning and I looked at the goals that I wrote out for myself back in 2022 when I made this YouTube channel, when I first started being a personal trainer. And I started reading these goals and it really hit hard because I realized that I barely achieved any of the goals that I wrote out for my fitness business on it, right? Like, yes, I've made money. I've had clients, right? I got clients, but the goals that I put on that list, most of them I haven't achieved. And so it's going to be almost 4 years also since I started this channel, since I, started making content about fitness, about self-improvement. And it just was a reality check because I was sitting on this chair and I'm like, bro, it's been almost 4 years and you still haven't even done this. And I broke down, right? I broke down and I was just like, fuck. And then I watched this video, one of the first videos I made on this channel, actually. It's called, You Need to Trust the Process. And I remember the moment I made that video. I made that video when I was really deciding to go all in, right? With this content, with this YouTube channel. And, everyone around me was kind of like, some people were supporting me, but a lot of people were doubting me. They were just like, oh yeah, this guy's going to do YouTube. Okay. This guy's going to be a coach. Okay. And I just felt that pressure. And so I made that video to show myself why I can't give up. That video was mainly for myself and for anybody else who was choosing to go on a different path than most of society pushes you to go on, right? Most people, they don't decide to go all in on themselves. And, I was only 21 years old when I made that video, and looking back at it now, as a 23-year-old who's about to be 24 in December in 1 month, I looked at that video, I watched it, and I was like, fuck, this 21-year-old version of me is speaking to this 24-year-old version of me now. And I was like, damn, because I knew the type of fire that I had within myself when I made that video. I had fire within me to prove everyone wrong, and I had optimism too. But lately, like, I was highly motivated at that time, but lately it's been no motivation. It's just been grind. It's just been me putting in the reps regardless of how I feel. That's all it's been. And I joined this mentorship. I invested in myself for the first time ever, really. Joined this mentorship in April 2025. I spent the last money that I had. I went into debt joining this mentorship so I can improve my business, right? And finally start going all in on content. And I've definitely been more consistent since then, but just looking back at all the inputs that I put in for the past year, or let alone the past 4 years. In the past 4 years, 3 years, right? Let's just say 3 years since I made this YouTube channel, I haven't put in as many inputs as somebody who's actually successful put in 1 year. And yet I'm over here complaining to myself. Not even complaining, I don't complain, but just feeling sorry for myself about why I'm not where I want to be in, feeling behind, when I haven't even put in the same amount of efforts that someone else who's successful put in 1 year. And yet I'm over here feeling behind. Of course I feel behind. Of course. Because, I was telling myself, yo, I'm doing all this. I'm consistent. I'm posting YouTube videos at one time a month. I'm posting Instagram reels every day. What is that, bro? What is that? That's nothing. Right? I got friends in the same industry who are doing way more than me. Right? Way more than me. And they're gonna lap me. If I don't fucking get my shit up, they're gonna lap me. You understand? And it makes sense because they're putting in more inputs. And I can make all the excuses in the world, say that, oh, time, working, this and that. But it's just that. It's just an excuse. And this breakdown, this realization that I had today opened up my mind, and it took me back to this moment where I was sitting at this very desk right here. This very desk 4 years ago. I was sitting, and I remember I was high as fuck. I just got into an argument with my parents. And then I sat in this chair, put my hoodie on, opened up my laptop, and I looked at my grades because I was in college at the time. And I was failing most of my classes. Failing most of my classes because I wasn't taking school seriously, because I was smoking every day. And it just all hit me at once that I'm 21 years old. What is my life gonna be like in the next 5 years if I keep doing this dumb shit? And I broke down right here on the same fucking chair at the same desk. And from that day forward, that was the day that I decided that I'm gonna quit smoking. And I haven't smoked since. So it took a mental breakdown. It took for me to literally feel like I have nothing left within me in order for me to quit smoking, quit doing something that was literally ruining my life every single fucking day. Right? Every day. It was just chipping away at my life, at my potential. And I've always had this potential within me. I've always realized this potential. But it was just chipping away at it. And then this morning, when I was feeling stressed out at this desk, I looked back at that moment and I was like, damn, if I never had that mental breakdown that day, I probably would have been still smoking to this day. Who knows? Who knows where I'll be? Who knows? I probably wouldn't have graduated college. I probably would have never even started getting any clients. I probably would have never posted any content. I probably would have just been maybe even homeless. Who knows, right? Who knows where I would be financially if I never had that fucking breakdown that day. And then I looked back at other times when I had these sort of breakdowns in my life. When I was a young teen, I used to have breakdowns when, it's over petty shit, like a girl would reject me, a girl I really like. I would break down, man. I would just like feel sorry for myself, like, oh, why are girls rejecting me, this and that. And, looking back at it now, I'm laughing. But it took those breakdowns, it took those moments when I was crying over girls. It took those moments in order for me to actually get good with women, actually start attracting the woman I want, actually start improving myself into the man that's capable of attracting these women in the first place. And so, who knows where I would be relationship-wise to this day if I never had those breakdowns. And I just had this fucking realization that every single time I have a big ass just like breakdown, like I'm not an emotional person, guys. I don't let my emotions affect me. Obviously I'm human, I have emotions, but I'm the type of person where I'm just numb. I just do what I gotta do what I gotta do. And especially, you know, like I really don't cry. Like it literally, sometimes I feel like I'm about to, but I don't know what it is. Like after like 21, yeah, I've literally like, I might feel very sad, right? I may feel depressed, but like literally the tears won't come out physically. Like it just wouldn't happen, right? I would just go to the gym, get over it. So for me to actually tear up and have these breakdowns, it takes a lot. It takes like a lot for me to get to that point. But whenever it does, whenever those moments happen, I realize that I make exponential progress in whatever it was that caused the breakdown in the first place after those moments. And so I just took a moment and I started to be grateful for that breakdown, because now I know that as long as I just keep putting in one foot in front of the other and I double down, triple down, quadruple down on the inputs that I've already been making, I'm going to get to where I want to go. That's my whiteboard in the back. That's the car I'm gonna have. Murdered out, black Lamborghini, Batmobile. You feel me? Every single day I look at that and I'm like, it's gonna be mine, it's already mine. But only if I just keep showing up. But not just showing up, I need to double down, triple down, quadruple down on what I've been doing, because clearly it hasn't been enough, right? When I said I wanted to stop smoking, yeah, I would quit for maybe a week or two, but then I would get right back, because I would still hang out around the same people, because I would still go to those same places that would trigger me, right? I would still listen to that same music that would trigger me to smoke. So it wasn't until I had that breakdown that I realized, okay, I have to distance myself from these people. I have to stop going to these places. I have to cut off the plug in order to actually quit. Because I say I want to, but my actions don't line up. I said I want to start attracting the woman I want, but I wasn't really working on my fitness. I wasn't working on my looks. I wasn't working on my charisma. You feel me? I just expected it to be handed to me. And so it wasn't until I got my heart broken multiple times by the woman I thought I loved, right, that I actually got good with women. And I now have women reaching out to me all the time, asking me out. You feel me? And so thank God that I went through these types of breakdowns, because now I have something to look back at and I know, okay, this is just another one of those moments. This is just another one of those moments. If I keep doubling down, tripling down from this moment forward, and I don't ignore this breakdown, then I'm going to get to where I want to go. I'm going to have the best self-improvement community for men. I'm going to change hundreds of thousands of men's lives for the better, helping them get in shape, helping them quit their vices, helping them attract the woman they want. But only if I realize this position that I'm in right now and why I'm in it, and I start actually taking more actions that line up with the things that I envision for myself, for my community, for you guys. So if you're watching this, maybe you just had something traumatic happen to you. Maybe you just feel like you lost all hope. You've lost everything, all that fire. You're just like having one of those fucking days, or maybe those weeks, or maybe those months, or maybe those years. Who knows, right? Whatever has happened to you, whatever you think, no matter how bad you think your situation is, no matter how hopeless you feel to actually achieving those goals that you have, just understand that the depths of your struggles determine the heights of your success. The depths of your struggles determine the heights of your success. The more low you can go, the higher the peak will be when you come back up. But you gotta come back up, bro. You gotta make that decision right now. If you're at rock bottom, you gotta make that decision right now that you're gonna turn this shit around. And you gotta literally be serious about it, bro. When I quit weed, when I actually quit, not just said I would quit, when I actually quit, right? It was because I realized, for the first time in my life, I realized that yes, I can't just say I want to quit. I can't just say I quit. I need to line up every single action that I'm taking with the type of man, the type of version of myself that actually quit smoking. And that's the only way that I'm going to quit. And now I'm only a couple of weeks away from being 4 years sober, and I'm never fucking looking back. Never. I'm not looking back. I get around that shit. I don't want to smoke no more, right? The urges are gone. I don't have them. I could hang out around a bunch of stoners. I would still not relapse. You understand? Because year after year, day after day, week after week, my actions lined up with the type of man that doesn't smoke. And as a result, I trained my subconscious mind to start acting and believing that I'm the type of man that doesn't smoke. And now that's my identity. So with whatever you're trying to achieve, whether that be to get in the best shape of your life, whether that is to quit your vices, whether that is to attract the woman you want, improve your presentation so you could finally start being respected by your peers and not feel like a fucking miserable loser, you have fire within you. Now it's time to take that fire, put it into daily actions, daily habits that align with the type of man that has all of those things that you want to achieve. That is the only way. You must act like an athlete in order to be one. You must pretend to be asleep in order to actually fall asleep. That's how deep it is. How do you fall asleep? You close your eyes, you turn the lights off, you shut off your mind. You're still not asleep, but you pretend to be. And then eventually you fall asleep because you put in those actions that align with the person that's asleep. And it's the same thing for everything else. You say that you want to get in great shape, but when it comes down to eating out or staying at home and cooking that meal, you choose to go eat out. You choose to have the Chick-fil-A. You choose to have the McDonald's. You choose to have a salad over some steak, right? Or you say you want to quit those vices, okay. But every time your homeboys call you out on the weekend, oh no, you can't leave the homeboys. You can't even distance yourself for a couple months. Who knows, right? You keep going out, right? You keep listening to that fucking music that's literally brainwashing you in order to be a druggie. But yet you want to quit, right? You say you want to quit. Yeah. You want to attract those women, and yet every time you see a girl who's even moderately attractive, you just curl up like a ball and you don't go up to her. You don't even say hi. You don't even ask her to, yo, how's your day? You don't even ask her for some simple shit. Ask her for the directions, right? But yeah, you want to get better with women, right? You want to improve your presentation, but you eat like shit. But you still skip the gym. But you still don't optimize your hormones. You just rely on supplements to get you to where you want to be. You rely on shortcuts. And that's why you're in the position you're in. Right? You must align every single action that you're taking with the version of you that has the thing that you want. That's the only way. But sometimes you have to go through those breakdowns. Don't take those breakdowns and start feeling sorry for yourself. Don't do anything that's gonna You know, don't do anything that you can't take back. All right? Don't ruin your life. Don't ruin the lives of other people around you by doing something dumb. But take this as a sign. Take every time you feel like shit for not doing what you were supposed to do, take those signs. Stop asking God for a sign. Stop asking the universe for a sign, and realize that the signs, you get thousands of them every single day, and they're right in front of you. They're right in front of you. And just put in the fucking work. Accept it. Accept it. Yo, these are all my signs. Yeah, I look in the mirror. I can't even look in the mirror. I feel like shit every time I look in there. I avoid it every single time I go to the restroom. When I go to the beach, I keep my shirt on. Right? When I get around girls, I cower. I look at my phone. I check the weather app. Right? Every single time there's a negative situation in my life, someone pissed me off. Oh yeah, it's time to hit the blunt. Every time I see my girlfriend, I can't even see my girlfriend without smoking. Those are your signs that you need to fucking stop doing what you've been doing and change it around. But if you keep ignoring them, you're gonna have that breakdown, bro. But the only ones who prevail, the only ones who actually get sober, the only ones who actually turn themselves into the type of men who are physically and mentally confident, that attract the woman that they want, that demand respect everywhere they go without even saying a word, are the ones that took those signs, took the breakdown as a lesson, and they decided from that moment forward that it's time to change. That's all I got for today, boys. I really hope that this video is going to reach the people that it's meant to reach. And if it doesn't, then I'm sure I'm going to look back at this one day when I'm doing everything I said I would do. And I'm gonna just smile watching this back. But if you watch this all the way to the end, bro, this is your sign right here. This is your sign that you have that fire within you. You have that potential within you. Because a lot of people scrolled off, logged off, clicked off a while back ago, right? The first 3 minutes of the fucking video. You can't even watch a 20-minute video and you think you're going to be successful. So if you're over here right now, you got it within you, bro. You need to accept that you have that fire, you have that potential, and it's hard to act like it. I wish you the best. Keep killing it. Keep grinding. Reach out to me if you need anything. I'm literally on this journey with you guys. I'm in a different position maybe than some of you guys. Maybe some of you guys are not in shape. You're not attracting the woman that you want. You're not, you still have vices, right? But I'm in a different position, right? I quit my vices. I attract the woman I want. I'm in great shape. But I have problems too in my life, right? That I'm working every single day on getting over, right? I have things that I'm consistently working on. I'm behind in other areas of life, right? But my discipline, my mindset, my consistency, that's something that's always going to be there. So don't think that you can't reach out to me. Don't think that, oh, I'm just another YouTuber. No, I'm here with you guys. I've been through what you've been with, what you've been through. You understand? So just reach out to me on Instagram. The link is in the description. If you really want to take things to the next level, if you want to be one of my clients with who I help get into the best shape of their life, physically, mentally, help them attract the woman they want, help them quit their vices, whatever it may be, you need that accountability. You need help taking it to the next level to unlock that potential that you have deep down within you. Then click that link in the bio to book a one-on-one coaching call with me. See if you're a good fit to be one of my clients. If not, my Instagram is always open. I'm always posting there, always posting Q&As, posting 20 stories a day, right? Reach out to me if you need anything. I'll see you boys in the next one. Stay dangerous.